Hello people, Awesome50, and today I'm going to talk about gaming in general and gaming as a whole and why people actually do it. Now, people play games just to escape from reality 9 times out of 10, and 9 times out of 10 that is possibly better than reality in itself, because in a game you can kind of be the person you really wanted to be. For example, if you're playing a role-playing game such as Starfield, Skyrim, or even Cyberpunk, I can create a character in that game, and this character can be the person, my reflection, as of to the man I actually really want to be. Okay? You know, because sometimes real life it kind of gets you down, and there's nothing much you can actually really do about it, even though people will beg to differ. Now, the first thing people will say is, "Why don't you quit gaming and get out and about and do something?" Well, a lot of us in this world that play games, we don't have anything anyway. Whether it's lack of funds to go traveling, whether it's a companion to go on walks with or dates with, etc., or whether it's someone to do hobbies with, such as play tennis, golf, or anything. Sometimes we don't have anybody to do these things with, and a lot of the time people don't have time to do these things anyway, so they resort to gaming. Excuse me. So gaming is quite a good first escape from reality. Let's just say you've had a really stressful job at work, and the first thing you want to do is play a game or something like that, and just forget about it and be the person in the game, which is really fantastic. Which is there's nothing wrong with that. Now, it only becomes an issue when you do have a family, you have, a really busy job, and you have to, an important job, should I say, like being a policeman or a doctor or something like that. If gaming gets in the way from them civil duties, then there's a huge issue. But in whole, gaming addiction is an addiction, I'll agree. I will agree to that, because a lot of people zone out into the digital world rather than the real world, where they are more, needed in the real world than they are in the digital world. But if you are a standard piece of shit like myself, which doesn't have a girlfriend, you're in your 30s, you've no passport to even go travelling, you've barely any money to actually go travelling, and you've got absolutely nothing else going on for you, and you can't see anything well going for you in the future anyway, you might as well play games, because it will keep your mind entertained temporarily until you realise that you don't have anything anyway. So that's where gaming's good, and that's where a bit of a game addiction is actually kind of needed, because it kind of goes hand in hand, a digital world and the real world. Well, if you put them together sometimes, at least it can make you happy, at least temporarily, for a few hours in a day, if you're not happy anyway. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you should, forget about the real world and just play games and then just fucking do that for the rest of your life. I'm not saying if the Matrix was real, you sit back in a chair and they shove the thing into the back of your head and you live in a virtual reality for the rest of your life. That's good. That is not good. It is actually good to get out there and actually meet new people. But to do that, we kind of need a stepping stone to actually do that, which is also kind of difficult in itself. A lot of people who play games, we get this really bad stigma saying that, we're hermits, we don't get out and about, we don't do anything, we waste our lives playing games, we don't amount to anything, we just completely ruining the existence we have already. But the truth is, people, we didn't even choose to be here anyway. If I want to waste my life playing games, I will do, because I've got absolutely nothing better to actually do. Okay? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing better to do. And the worst part about this is, even if I am in social situations and I'm talking to people and getting to know new people, I'm lost in the topics, because people are all talking about their career advancements, their jobs. People are talking about their families, their kids. People are talking about their holidays they're going to go on and what they've just got back from. People are going to talk about how good Christmas is going to be for them, because they're going to have all the family around. Everyone's going to have fantastic presents. Everyone's going to do this, this, and this. People are going to talk about real life things. But if you haven't got any of these things in the real life anywhere, how the fuck can you contribute to this kind of a conversation? The funny thing is, when I'm in these, well, it's not so funny. When I'm in these kind of conversations, I usually smile, nod, do the occasional laugh, and then it always turns sour when it turns out I can't even join into these topics, so I end up sat in silence with the drink hitting the booze hard, because I might as well, because I don't have any of these things, and I'm 31 years old. Is it my fault? Possibly this is my fault why I'm in this situation. If I weren't too much of a pussy to accept a career advancement at work, or if I wasn't so much of a hermit, introverted, slimy, horrible creature, I might actually be able to get a girlfriend. or I might have even been able to stop the people from leaving me in general, then that would be better for me. But I couldn't. I let these things happen. This is the truth in my life. So the best thing I have to do on my days off work and when I come home from work is to play games, because most of my money goes towards bills anyway. Can't even afford to travel, and I have no one to really travel with anywhere, even if I could do all these things. So I might as well just play Starfield. At least I can create a character that looks like me, give him a cool nickname, and fly around space, looking at aliens, surveying planets, engaging in cool dogfights, taking out spacers and, the Crimson Fleet, Skyrim, taking on bandits, being a wizard, doing all that stuff. Now, these are the things what I'd love to do in real life. That's it, really, yeah. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with playing games at all if you've got nothing else to do. But it is a problem is playing games if you do have all the things I mentioned before. If you've got a family and everything like that, if you've got kids, if you've got school, that's most important. If you're at university, I don't know. If you've got a job that requires pretty much 90% of your time, how about to say 50%? If it requires 90% of your time, 100% of your time, then please stick to that. If you've got a ton of friends in your friend circle, then hang out with them. Don't play games and lose them. That's ridiculous. That's what gaming addiction is. Well, you've already got a lot of things already, and then you play games that little bit too much. Rather than playing for 3 hours a day, you play for 6 hours a day, and that's pretty much a quarter of the day. And then you miss out going out with friends, miss out on going on that date with that girl, or miss out doing anything else which could have been really productive because you were playing games. And that's an enormous issue. And the problem with this is you don't actually realise you've lost anything until it's gone. That's the painful truth of being a human. You don't realise things have gone until they've actually fucking shot off and left before you even knew it. Now, a lot of people do lose things because they spend too much time playing games, but we play games most of the time because it's a better reality than the real one, which I covered a bit earlier in this video. So if you're already unhappy in a relationship or something like that, then maybe you would turn to games to escape from that reality. But then maybe you're scared of losing the reality at the same time. You just play games anyway, and it kind of just flees by itself. It probably doesn't make much sense what I'm saying, but I'm sure you can piece together what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying is, if you've already got a life, stick to that. Don't just play games. Or say, yeah, I mean, Henry Cavill, for example, Superman, The Witcher, he would rather stay in playing games than go out partying. Now, I can agree with that because, well, I'm an introvert by nature, but every time I do go on a night out, there's always trouble. I've always spent a lot of money. Always bumping into people high on drugs. My ears are always ringing like the rest of the week because the music's that loud. And I don't really gel with other drunk people too much unless I'm really drunk. And I only get really drunk if I'm stuck in social situations I do not know how to talk my way out of, such as talking about the topics I listed earlier. Then I'll probably just get away from the topic and hit the booze hard just so I can at least listen to people's better lives than mine variably. Yeah. I'm not too sure what else I can cover now. Basically, the what I'm trying to say about this video is gaming's good to a degree. But don't waste your life doing it because there is a real world and there's a digital world, and the digital world is never going to be as good as the real world. Okay, but if you've got nothing going on for you anyway, and you don't see that there's anything on the horizon that's going to be good for you, then you might as well just fill that void temporarily by playing games all the time. Maybe not do it all your life because then your existence probably means nothing. But then again, if your existence means nothing anyway, then you might as well just keep playing games. So these are kind of rhetorical questions. I can't actually answer these two questions. It really is two questions. Are you going to choose the digital world or the real life? Choose the digital world if you get paid doing it. There's a lot of fantastic YouTube channels, a lot of fantastic streamers. I even tried Twitch streaming once, but that kind of ended in failure when I got virtually no views. Similar to these videos. What I'm trying to say, people, is gaming's fantastic. It's a good way to escape from reality. If you're stressed, it's a good way to escape from reality. If you need some mental focus and to improve your hand-eye coordination skills, it's a good thing to do. Or it can improve your leadership skills. For example, if you're playing an online game and you're trying to pull your team to victory, that's good. Now you can combine the digital world and the real world by playing games online with friends. Maybe you don't want to go out and about. Maybe you just want to chill, have a few beers, and stick the headset on and play Warzone with the boys. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fantastic because that's a healthy way of combining the digital world and the real world together and making something beautiful happen. You know, you're hanging out with friends, you're sticking to your social life, and you're playing games at the same time. Now that's fantastic. That's what all gamers should strive to do. But you shouldn't spend more. I mean, it's like, for example, you just wouldn't do this. It's like if you've got a wife and kids at home and you spend all your time in nightclubs with your friends. Eventually, your wife and kids are going to get fed up and leave. Well, they're still going to do that anyway if you're in the digital world with a headset on and paying them no attention. They're still going to leave. And then you're going to be left with nothing. And then the only thing you have left is the gaming because you lost everything because of the gaming. So you might as well make it all worthwhile and stick to the game because you fucking lost everything anyway. Yeah? I think I've covered enough for this video. Basically, the message is play games, but not too much. Just because I say in my other videos, I promote gaming in my videos anyways. It's mainly a gaming channel, this, pretty much, talk about games. I might even say in a future video, oh, game is fantastic, this is all you should keep doing. Don't fucking listen to me, because this video is more important than probably any video I'm going to post on here ever. Stick to the real world, fuck the digital world. It's rubbish, it's not that good. Just using it as a mask in life, creating a character in an RPG game. You might as well try and be the person you want to be in the real world, not in a digital world. Yeah, because game developers will hate me saying this because they want you to zone out in the digital world, and people will actually buy like skins and stuff, like Fortnite, for example, £20 for a skin just to make your character look good. I mean, yeah, you can feed yourself for 2 days with that money. You know, online purchases. The world's ridiculous. I can imagine in the future, you'll have virtual reality on and you'll be buying clothes for your character in a virtual reality world while you're wearing rags yourself. You know? So what I'm saying, people, is stick to the real world. The digital world's okay, but it'll never be the real world. Yeah? Also 50 out.